Okay, this is the new 2014 Ural, and I'm going to try to go through some of it and give everybody kind of an idea of what you can expect or some of the upgrades on the new Ural. We'll start here with the turn signal. As you can see, they shortened that stem and they beefed up the bracket a little bit so it doesn't stick out as much. That's kind of nice. The 2014 Urals come with a nice bezel for the key. We're going to go up here and we're going to look up at the upgraded dash. And you can see the low fuel light, no true light, alternator battery light. Over there you got high beam, turn signal, and engine check light. So as we go through the bike, we're going to come down here on the left side of the engine. You're going to see the new air filter can. And I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it. It's kind of dark up in there. But the air filter scoop is sitting all the way to the front of the alternator. I'll back out a little bit. That's the left coil for the ignition. There are two separate coils, one for the left side, one for the right side. There is the left throttle body. And as I lay underneath, if you can see it, just behind those fins is a little screw, and that is up in there is the idle adjust screw right there. You can kind of just see the head of it, not the big one on the right, but the little head of the sitting to the left of it, right there. It's a little, you can do it with your fingers or it's a Torx bit. Coming back, you take out the side panel. There's your programming connector. There's your master, or your master, the brake fluid reservoir for the master cylinder. We come back to the rear brake. This is for the emergency brake right here. There's a lever on the other side. Here is the caliper. Okay, note right here, these are standard Allen wrenches. They're 3/8 inch. Just something to remember. Something I didn't quite get. There's the new catalytic converter. And there's the O2 sensor on the thing. As you can see, for the amount of money I paid for this, I bought the Ural Northwest beefed up engine guard. Okay. No real changes back here. If I go down by the sidecar, there is the reservoir for the sidecar brake, and behind that bracket is the master cylinder for the sidecar brake. And if you need to adjust the sidecar brake, I'll do a video on it later. There's an adjustment on that. Let me pop around to the other side of the bike. That's kind of the new style hub. I'll zoom in here if you guys want to see the back of the wheel. With the final drive, it makes the final drive look a lot smaller, the updated design. There's a sidecar wheel, and you can get a close-up of the caliper in there. It's not too difficult to get at. Pretty simple putting all that together. One of the nice things of putting this all together, none of the brakes needed to be bled. They were all pre-bled at the factory. So we're back on the right side of the bike. That handle is your emergency brake handle or parking brake. You just lift it up, brake on, brake off. One thing I need to mention to everybody, because it did this to me when I drove home, so it's something that everybody needs to be careful of, is I used to like to ride the bike. There's the right foot peg. And I used to ride the bike with my foot hanging off the right foot peg and maybe resting on the tube there. So here's the problem. There's the linkage for the sidecar brake. It sits a little bit above this foot peg. A couple times I'm riding and I'm like, man, it feels like it's dragging to the right. What I was doing was putting my foot on that and adding pressure, and I was actually putting the brake on a little bit. So just something to be careful of riding around and trying to rest your foot on the brake. If I can turn things around here. And right there, oh, that's the air filter. Trying to find where my finger is. There it is. That's the timing pickup. There are grooves cut in the flywheel all the way around, and that's how it picks up the timing. That all the timing is controlled by the EFI. So the only way to know what your RPM is to really use the software program, and hopefully Ural will come up with a user interface where you can do it yourself at home. There's this new style steering damper, and I'm here to tell you I drove it 50 miles home. No yaw whatsoever in driving it. Starting off, stopping, going down the road, it was amazing. And it's just an easy 16 D-tenths in the shaft. You put it where you want it. I have it on 12 right now. That's where I like it. So down there is the oil filter. And I think that's about all I wanted to highlight. A couple other things, the throttle cable and the clutch cables are exactly the same as the older style Urals. So that is nice. Oh, one other thing, and I'm not sure if they had these mirrors on pre-2014 or not, but they have these round style mirrors and they're real nice. So that's the 2014 Ural. If you guys have any questions, get a hold of me and I can take pics or another video and we can see what it is you want to know. Thanks.